All right, the third game you beat in 2020 was Picross DS. Please describe this game for me because I actually have no idea what this game is.
It's a puzzle game that I believe is like Sudoku, which I've never actually played that, but I believe it's like that. Instead of just getting all the numbers, you end up with a picture. Have you ever played Minesweeper?
Yes, I've played Minesweeper.
So you know how there's some that you can't click on because they're mines? Basically the same thing in Picross, except instead of it being a random jumble of mines, the mines actually make a picture when you're done. So once you clear all the safe squares, you end up with a picture, and that's how you complete the puzzle.
So what was it about this game that kept you engaged enough that you were actually able to beat it? Because how many puzzles were in it?
A ton. I actually was getting really burnt out at the end. If I couldn't sleep at night, I'd play it. And just eventually I beat it. The best part of the game actually was the beginning, when they were smaller puzzles. And the very, very, very end, your reward for beating the game is Nintendo-shaped pictures.
Well, that's kind of a cool incentive.
And I think like the whole game should have been Nintendo-shaped pictures. Because I really was bored with the final one, which was all like space-themed and stuff.
Ooh,
you know, I'm really not into that. And those puzzles were huge. And you had a time limit on all of them. Every mistake you made added time. Like every time you mess up, it adds 8 minutes to your time. So you've gone 8 minutes already, but you only have 20 minutes to beat it.
How are the graphics for the game?
Not really even mentionable.
Okay.
It's just pixely pictures.
Since it was on a DS, I assume you used the stylus?
Yep.
How was the music for it?
I turned off the music. The menu music was really annoying.
What kind of music
was it? But you couldn't turn that off. The menu music was almost like a Nintendo-ish. It was like an overly happy song. It was kind of salsa islandy sounding, almost, in the background with the beat. I don't know, I just wasn't into it.
Kind of Caribbean or South American?
Yeah, Caribbean. I wasn't into it, but that was what?
It's just funny to me because we were talking about Tropico being a Caribbean. I think you have something against Caribbean music.
I have nothing.
South American music, Latino music.
I have nothing against it. I just don't want it in my games.
It's that Dutch girl in you here.
Yes, it's the Dutch and German girl. I don't like that Caribbean music.
Did the game wear out its welcome? Or
yes.
Did you? Okay, it did wear out its welcome.
Yes, it did. I only kept playing it because there's just something to do if I couldn't fall asleep. Otherwise, I probably would have never beat it.
What could they have done to improve it so that it would have been more interesting as you got to the harder puzzles?
Oh, better pictures. Because what is interesting about spending 15 minutes trying to figure out what this picture is, and it turns out to be just a picture of Saturn?
Yeah, that is really kind of boring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a circle with a ring around it.
Oh.
Which I think Saturn in real life is cool, but for a pixelated version of Saturn, it's boring. Or like a spaceman's helmet. It was boring.
Yeah.
If the final picture reward was better, I think the game would have been better.
So since this is a puzzle game, do you feel like it challenged you in a way that mentally benefited you as far as in like logic skills and deductive reasoning? Like, do you think it's
I do think it was a good game for like a mental challenge. There's a lot of educated guessing and a lot of numbers.
Who would you recommend this game to?
I'd recommend it to absolutely anybody who enjoys puzzles, because I think anybody would enjoy some of the first rounds. I don't know if everybody would want to beat it though.
Okay, so what is your final score for the Picross DS?
I would rate it 7.5. It's well made, but it's too long, and the pictures were getting pretty boring. I do want to mention, I tried Picross 3D. I did not like it.
Was that on the 3DS?
No. DS.
For also
because the puzzles are 3D.
Oh.
And they're trying to be innovative, and it was a very like gimmicky, like a Wii thing gimmick. It wasn't cool. Puzzles were ugly. Like a cell phone is a rectangle with a tiny rectangle on it.
Ooh.
That's a cell phone. And I probably beat like 15 of the puzzles, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Okay.
So there's my opinion on that game.
Okay.
Because I'll probably never talk about it again.
Right.
So.
Well, I appreciate your input on there.